Welcome in my temple of testosterone, where I get to worship at the altar of the tool gods, where I come to play with my manly man tools. Have a look at this. This thing was running straight when I started this job. One big catch and it looks like this. Maybe another catch will make it straight again. Yeah, I don't think so. So this will not do. I will have to make a faceplate out of some real metal, not this flimsy stuff called aluminium. That's right, aluminium. Say it with me. Aluminium, not aluminum. That's how Urbanus would pronounce it. Here are the main ingredients that I'm going to use to make a faceplate. A piece of 12mm thick, and I'm hoping it will be mild steel. Cut it to square and then make it round on the lathe. And I have a worn out Monroe shock absorber from a Porsche 944. I did a file test and this stuff is pretty soft. It also fits nicely into the throat of the chuck, so it will grab on the full length of the jaws. Let's see if we can open this thing up. It's filled with oil, so it's probably a good idea to keep it upright, right? And there it is. Bit messy, but good steel. I got my doubts about this plate. It's pretty big. It might be overkill, and I'm not sure if it's well, nice to machine. I tried a file on it and it seems pretty hard. Not rock hard, but not as soft as I would have liked it to be. Well, let's try drilling a hole first, using a bit of shock absorber oil as a lubricant. See if that works. That went okay. Strange stuff. A lot of grinding dust came off there. It's a good thing the old lathe is sleeping beneath its blanket. Like a glove. Now I'm gonna weld it together, but not before I remove the scale. I will tack weld it on both sides, then turn it 90 degrees and tack it again on both sides. After that I will weld the hole on the other side and then turn it over again and weld it on this side. I did take off a bit of that chrome. I thought that would be better because of the health issues. I will just re-drill the hole from the other side, and I'll do that on the drill press. It's hard to see, but it runs pretty true. Now I gotta make it pretty, or at least half decent. It's starting to look like a small faceplate. I'm gonna let it cool now because it's pretty hot, and then I'm gonna put in the outside jaws and start working on the other side. String theory and a bit of magnetism. There's a bit of a weld spatter there that I need to take off with a Dremel. It's just too hard to file off. That chrome is also pretty hard. So now I gotta drill some holes in this thing. I cut some grooves in the face of the plate, not because they are really necessary, but I kinda like the look of it. They are spaced at 1 centimeter interval, and that's where the holes are going to be. Also, I scribed a line on here, and I used these calipers to find where the other holes should go by walking it across the face of the plate like this. Anyway, it's not 100% accurate, but it should be good enough. A bit of that shock absorber grease. It probably is a good idea to tighten up the chuck first. Ten more to go, but I'll do that after I sharpen the drill bit. Of course, I had to throw over that can of oil that came from the shock breaker, and now I got all oil under my drill press that's bolted to the bench. Well, it's a good thing that I have a wood lathe. Let these chips soak it all up. And I'll clean up that mess later. Holes got drilled, by the way. Nice. So I think I'm finished. Come on. Maybe run a stone over it. So here's the result. It's not perfect, but it doesn't look too bad. And it's only for a wood lathe, so precision is not that much of a factor. It certainly is sturdy enough. It got some heft to it. There's no hole in this groove. That's not because I made a mistake. I was just too lazy to divide it up evenly. This groove is interfering with the stem. There's one big problem, and I think I made it too big. This here is about the maximum size blank I can mount to my lathe, so the bottom would always be at least this size, which is pretty big for a small bowl. Well, I can always turn it down a bit. Let's try it out, see how it looks on the lathe. I think that's about, yeah. That should be fast enough. That should move. Okay, let's try it out. This is oak. Oak is all I got. I hope that's okay. Oh, that was lame. Well, I'm stopping here because the chips are hitting the camera lens. Gotta clean this thing. Ooh, misty. I'm running only at 20 Hertz, but it's unbelievable how hard this is hitting the chisel. Ah, damn it! Well, I guess I should buy a bandsaw so I can cut them round, because almost undoable. A whole lot of small powdery chips later, and a few nasty catches, and the wood is still very much stuck on there, so I'll call this a success. As you can see, it is still pretty tight on there. Tomorrow or next weekend I will kill a nice juicy fat alder tree, which should be much easier to turn. Well, I certainly did test this one till destruction. I had one huge catch and it actually made things sound a little different, but I couldn't trace the source of that sound, and it seemed to go away. But now I realize that must have been caused by the weld breaking. This could have ended badly because I didn't use the tailstock to secure the work. Although the nail that I used in here might have held it together long enough to duck and cover. Right, let's see if I can punch this thing out of here. That wasn't too hard. The amperage on the welder might be a bit low, but well, that won't hide the fact that I'm a shitty welder. I'm not sure if I'm gonna fix this because I have my doubts about the weldability of this stuff. I might make a new one out of solid metal.